Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Loots. This one's going to be a little different because we're going to talk about the Logan Paul incident along with the swatting incident. So it's a little more serious than usual, but
it gets real.
I'm your host. My name's Anthony. Along with me is co-founder of the Weekly Loot, Matt.
Yeah.
Comic book junkie, Monty.
Concrete.
And we got a special guest.
Hey.
Colin. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's call him the Mad Magician from now on.
I'm ready.
I'm down.
Alright, so
Which one we starting with?
Sing the suit song first.
The suit song? You put me on the spot. I forgot to
give you a violin. Go into it.
I think that's how it goes.
We'll still want him to
Anyway, we'll start with the swatting incident.
Yeah, that's not swatting.
Okay. So,
Well, somebody needs to explain what swatting is for people that don't know.
Okay, if you don't know what swatting is, it's basically, it's a video game. I guess you would call it, I think it started as a prank, but now it's like straight revenge. But all it is if you can manage to get another player's physical address, you basically make a prank 911 phone call. Please show up, and it's supposed to be like, it's more like a prank than it is anything. That's what it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's just a fake 911 call, that's all it really is.
It's definitely me.
Happens mostly to live streamers. Live streamers are the ones who get the worst of that. Because I think they have to show their address, don't they?
You know, I don't know.
Their IP.
I think their IP address. I think they have to show their IP address for, like, I guess tax reasons and stuff, but they do get paid for it.
I don't think they have to show it, but I mean, that shit's easily
I
hacked.
think they do have to show it if they live stream it.
I mean, you can hack the shit out of it. I mean, you can tell where you're connecting.
That's basically where it started. It started with live streamers. People just playing with live streamers.
But you haven't really got into it more.
Oh, you want the actual incident?
Like, you need to explain, like, you just said it's revenge and stuff.
That's what it is. You call it 911?
Okay,
Make a fake 911 call.
call the cops on it.
I call it popos.
But you can watch swatting videos on YouTube.
Oh yeah, some of them
See what
some of them actually really funny.
Some of them are.
Yeah, like
We don't condone it.
No, it's I don't no, it's not gonna. I watched one that was really hilarious. Like this cop busting this guy, and he was like real onto him. He's like, "What is all this?" 'Cause, he's got his big streaming rig,
Yeah.
He's like, "It's my computer." He's like, "I stream." He's like, "You get paid to do this?" And he was like, "Man, I make more than you make." You're doing this. It was hilarious. Like, you just giving that cop a real bad deal. Like, you tell that cop was pissed, but then he couldn't charge him anything. He just mind his own business. But there's some real funny live streaming ones on there. It's real hilarious. But unfortunately, one went real horrible here recently.
Which I'm sure the guy done it. I'm sure he didn't really expect this to happen. If you don't know exactly, it was two dudes. I'm pretty sure they were arguing back and forth. They were on the same.
They were on teams.
They're on teams, yeah.
They were pretty much team killing each other.
Yeah. And they were pretty much getting back at each other. One gave a fake address, the other one had the real address. One didn't call to SWAT him because they were going back and forth about swatting each other.
Yeah.
And one actually did SWAT.
Yeah.
And used the fake address because he thought it was the real address to his buddy, but turned out it wasn't.
Yep. The innocent man got shot.
It's bad.
Yeah. It was bad. So that's what we think about. What do you think about this? What do you think they should do with swatting going forward?
I think that should be pretty much considered involuntary manslaughter. Like if someone does die from it.
Well, obviously this incident is going to be bad.
Yeah, but I mean there should be some type of punishment for it. I mean the punishment should also fit the crime. Like I guess it would depend on how much man hours they used, what it would come down to, like what the cops and stuff, how much money they basically wasted the taxpayers' money.
Oh yeah, it took a lot of money.
His time in prison and stuff like that. I mean there should be a punishment for it because you shouldn't just call the fucking cops for just a game.
Yeah. Well,
Like, if you're that mad, go to the person's house. Jay and Silent Bob them when they open the door, just smash their face with your fist.
let's get
Because you're going to get less of a punishment than you should. From
They
this.
call it swatting because it's not like they're calling and saying, "Hey, this guy's doing drugs." Like they straight up tell you some crazy stuff. Like I mean, they make it sound like you need a SWAT team there, stat.
See, like there should be a really stiff punishment for that, and they need to make an example out of somebody. And this guy just fit the bill.
Do you think they'll stop swatting now?
Well, how long has this been going on, though? It's been going on for years.
Yeah, it's been going on for years. Like I said, there's tons of videos. You can watch tons of videos on there. It's, I'm pretty sure it started out as a prank.
Yeah.
Like it was just a prank.
I mean, even
like,
swatting itself is just like a huge meme to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like a big prank. But I think nowadays it's actually got real vengeful. Like, we're doing it really just to...
Like the punishment should fit the crime, but if it's nothing bad happens from it, I still think they need to have some type of jail time or something like that, considering how much man hours they just wasted. But I mean, there's lesser stuff that people do that are way less harmful, and people get way more punishment for it. Like, shoot, what's the worst punishment anybody's ever got for swatting?
This will be it. I think a lot of us probably got whatever the thing is for a fake 911 call. I'm sure they get that.
Anthony,
If they can find out who did it, 'cause I mean, all these guys are smart. They're not using actual.
This is just an
This just
on the
happened.
internet.
I think they were just lucky because I think they were actually fighting back and forth on Twitter. That's how they caught these guys. Like they actually were like, okay, that's where they came from. Most of the time, it's very, you know.
I think they were actually part of like I don't know if it's esports.
Yeah, it was a team.
group.
It was a team. Yeah, it's a big team.
A pretty big team actually.
Yeah, a lot of it was on Twitter. I think that's how they got these guys. Most of the time, it's real anonymous. You're not going to probably find out who did it. Like you're just, you know.
Should we talk about the actual 911 call and the crazy story that he gave?
If you want to, man.
yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna do some research real
But
fast.
this is a basic story. This is what most of them say.
Yeah, but it was just so crazy the way it happened because apparently he called City Hall and security picked up the phone and he was giving this off the wall story about how he shot his dad in the head. He had his mother and his sister.
Oh, hold
held
on a
hostage.
second.
Is it really?
I actually found a little bit of detail on this.
Oh, they got details. They can tell you the names and everything.
I
Oh,
didn't
that's
find
all.
the answer to what I wanted, but I found something.
Yeah, if you really want, I mean, there's not. I
That's
just didn't give the
strong.
names because I don't really feel like we should blast them.
Oh yeah.
I
If
think
you
we
want the
should
names,
blast the
if
shit
you want
out
the
of
names, you can look it up. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Like, I mean, you know, the gaming community is a really group of like really unique people. I mean, you get everybody from everywhere plays games, but you also deal with like the same thing like customer service people deal with all the time. People when they're not in your face are freaking the Terminator.
Yeah. The main guy did it was like something like vaporizer or something weird like that. Some kind of weird name.
Okay,
like
okay,
that.
so I'm gonna read this straight off theverge.com. Alright.
Okay.
Jerk it on me.
Swatting over Call of Duty game results in deadly police shooting of Kansas man. The victim was unrelated to the online feud by Nick Stat on December 29, 2017, 2:37 p.m. Okay, a feud between two Call of Duty players led to the death of a 28-year-old Kansas man who was shot and killed by police after a fraudulent 911 call sent a SWAT team to the man's private home. The news was first reported by local news, the Wichita Eagle, which cites numerous now deleted tweets in which Call of Duty players take responsibility for participating in and observing the intended prank, which came after an argument about an online wager match, reportedly worth $1.50. So basically, what I haven't read anymore. Basically, this random person died over $1.50. One player allegedly provided a fake address to someone with a history of calling in fake threats. That person, later identified and arrested by the LAPD, proceeded to embroil the innocent stranger in the feud. According to independent cybersecurity journalist Brian Krebs, the move, known as swatting, involves a disgruntled internet user calling in a fake threat of violence, typically a murder or hostage situation, invented by the caller and doing so anonymous by using software to mask their identity and location. The result in an excessive display of force from police who have no other information to go on, typically respond to such calls with an extraordinary amount of aggression.
Well, yeah, 'cause I mean, if you're a police officer, you're going to think the worst. You have to. I mean, you have to. Somebody
Well,
did
they
this
already
and that-
think he murdered somebody.
Yeah,
and
somebody
they had
had-
gas all over their home.
Yeah.
Set it on fire.
If you think you're going there and think somebody's like popping, killing people, you're gonna have to believe it.
Yeah.
You can't not be like, it's just a joke.
It's unclear whether an act of swatting has ever resulted in someone's death before, but numerous people in the past have been severely injured in such situations over online feuds that often do not involve the victim in any other way whatsoever. SWAT teams also have a disturbing history of killing innocent people in their own homes, regardless of the source of the threat. The alleged perpetrator of the swatting attack, who went by the Twitter handle Swatistastic,
Swatistic or Swatastic or something like that.
before changing his handle and then deleting his account entirely, reporting the media calling in a false bomb threat against the FCC over the net neutrality decision, according to Krebs. Police, I'm going to start speed reading this. So. Police identified the man as a 25-year-old Los Angeles resident, Tyler, whatever. In this case, Wichita local Andrew Finch, whose family members say did not play video games and was a father of two young boys, answered his door only to face down a SWAT team level response. Allegedly, one officer immediately fired upon Finch, who later died at the hospital. It is unclear why Finch, who is said not to have a weapon on him, was fired upon. The Wichita Eagle reports that the police department is investigating the issue, which occurred late Thursday night. And that's pretty much the article. there isn't showing like people haven't really got in trouble over this, but they need to because this is fucking done by fucking pussy ass motherfuckers.
Hey man, I mean it's hard. It's scary to think you could be sitting at home one day just chilling out. Next thing you know, there you go.
Like, what would be going through your head? Like, if that happened to you, like, you're just
Be
chilling
like,
out.
whatever you want me to do, but I will do it. Like, I would not move a muscle until you tell me to. Until
Well, you
this
have
shit-
to be like that with police anyways,
Yeah, I mean,
especially
until this
in
shit's
today's
resolved.
world.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I would just be calm as fuck. I wouldn't do nothing. I wouldn't say nothing. I'd wait till they took me to jail. And then they found out it was fake. I'd be like, y'all, you're about to be
All you gotta do is say, all you gotta do is say, I want a lawyer. They have to stop questioning you.
I'd be like, I want a damn apology. I want some money. Like, I'd be suing everybody.
Oh, that family's probably gonna be rich.
Oh God, yeah.
He had 2 kids. Yeah, somebody's getting some money.
Did it say how old the guy who died was?
28.
28.
Yeah.
It's
The
always
guy did is 25.
it's always LAPD too.
Well, give it.
Yeah. They hate orcs. That's what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
They fucking hate orcs.
Right reference.
You're an orc shaman?
Do you serve the Dark Lord? That's what they know.
Yeah.
Oh wait. You know, actually, we should make that joke because now I think this is a good place to move on to the Logan Paul.
Oh,
incident.
God.
Because I think,
Inappropriate.
yeah, inappropriate jokes. Which I don't know. I don't
Which
feel
are
like,
not Logan Paul inappropriate ever. But
I don't feel like. I mean, if we had a dead body right here, I think we'd all be acting a little differently.
Oh God, yeah.
But okay, I wanted this one, so I'll explain it. Okay. From what I understand, Logan Paul. I don't follow his YouTube channel, but apparently he's very popular or something.
It's like an old Vine. You gotta start on Vine.
Yeah, something. Well, apparently they were in Japan and they went to the suicide forest, which I don't actually know the location.
That's around Mount Fuji.
Mount
Yeah,
Fuji.
that's right.
Base of it, yeah.
Well, they went there and they basically found a dude that had hung himself, and they started cracking jokes and kind of not acting how you would expect somebody to act. They just found a dead body. And maybe they were doing it to kind of blow off stress or whatever. Not standing there. Why post that on YouTube? I mean, nobody.
Shock and awe, man. I mean,
How much money was it going to make?
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to tell how many people. There's a lot of people that tuned into it before they ever took it down.
Yeah.
What would be going through your head? Like, if that happened to you, like, you're just
Be
chilling
like,
out.
whatever you want me to do, but I will do it. Like, I would not move a muscle until you tell me to.
Well, you have to be like that with police anyways,
I mean, until
especially
this
in
shit's
today's
resolved.
world.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I would just be calm as fuck. I wouldn't do nothing. I wouldn't say nothing. I'd wait till they took me to jail. And when they found out it was fake, I'd be like, y'all, motherfucking better.
All you gotta do is say, I want a lawyer. They have to stop questioning you.
I'd be like, I want a damn apology. I want some money. Like, I'd be suing everybody.
Oh, that family's probably gonna be rich.
Oh God, yeah.
He had 2 kids. Yeah, somebody's getting some money.
Did it say how old the guy who died was?
28.
28.
Yeah.
It's
And
always
the guy who did is 25.
Yeah.
It's always LAPD too.
Well, give it.
Yeah. They hate orcs. That's what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
Fucking hate orcs.
Right reference.
You're an orc shaman?
Do you serve the Dark Lord? That's what they try to. Oh wait. You know, actually, we should make that joke because now I think this is a good place to move on to the Logan Paul.
Oh
incident.
God.
Because
Inappropriate.
yeah, inappropriate jokes. Which I don't know. I don't
Which
feel
are
like.
not Logan Paul inappropriate ever. But
I don't feel like. I mean, if we had the dead body right here, I think we'd all be acting a little differently.
Oh God, yeah.
But okay, I wanted this one, so I'll explain it. Okay. From what I understand, Logan Paul. I don't follow his YouTube channel, but apparently he's very popular or something.
He's like an old Vine. You gotta start on Vine.
Yeah, something. Well, apparently they were in Japan and they went to the suicide forest, which I don't actually know the location.
That's around Mount Fuji.
Mount
Yeah,
Fuji.
that's right.
Base of it, yeah.
Well, they went there and they basically found a dude that had hung himself, and they started cracking jokes and kind of not acting how you would expect somebody to act. They just found a dead body. And maybe they were doing it to kind of blow off stress or whatever. When not standing there. Why post that on YouTube? I mean, nobody.
Shock and awe, man. I mean,
How much money was it going to make?
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's hard to tell how many people. There's a lot of people that tuned into it before they ever took it down. I mean,
Yeah.
Which I did see part of the video somebody uploaded.
yeah, it's still up. I mean,
yeah.
it's still up there on the net. Once it's on there, it's all.
Yeah, forever.
Well, the first part of it was he
But
said,
I mean, it's
this isn't clickbait, is what he said.
Yeah.
But then goes to show the thumbnail of the dead body, blurred face, of course, and his face, like, surprised look. And I was like, this is the definition of clickbait, buddy.
Yeah.
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 But people are slamming him. Celebrities are slamming him. Even
the redhead from Game of Thrones, Stark daughter.
Oh, Sophia Turner?
Yeah, Sophia Turner. Apparently, she slammed him really hard. The dude, that Aaron Lowe from Breaking Bad, was slamming him. This dude got incredible backlash, and then his apology was so fucking snarky.
How old is this dude? YouTuber?
20-something.
20-something, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
pretty young, I think.
Yeah.
But he's a YouTube person, and but the question is, like, you know, I have a dark sense of humor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even if I had been this guy, I would have never posted this on the internet.
That could have been someone's best friend, you know?
Yeah.
That's someone's child.
Well, it is somebody's kid. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
he apologized to the family and stuff.
Yeah.
Lack
Like,
of empathy is what it is, really.
Yeah.
Even in his apology, he said, "I got views." That's the only reason why he did it.
And justifies the means, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he could have posted the video just without the body. He could just like cut it, you know, like it just been like, "What's that?" And they could cut away and then be like, you know, we just found.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
But-
actually pretty sure it kind of.
At first, he did kind of freak out a little bit. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's not like he
It
just
looked
started
so
making
fake,
jokes
though.
with it.
Did you see his reaction to it? Like, I know he's insane, anyways, in his videos, but
It's like, how can you tell, right? How can
Yeah.
you tell what's real and what's the performance, you know? What's the YouTube persona and what's the real guy?
I'm gonna tell you now, man. If I was in that forest and I was like, "Yeah, a lot of people kill themselves here," and I turned the corner and there's a body hanging in the tree, I'd be gone.
Yeah.
Well, see, they were
Like it
there,
wouldn't be no time. I'd be like, "I'm gonna go back home and I'll call the police when I get back."
they were there just to see if it was haunted or whatever, and they were acting stupid anyways, and then they found that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's countless people go. I mean, they shoot movies there all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just.
I didn't know that part. I didn't know they shot movies there.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah, I
didn't
mean,
know.
there's like 3 or 4 movies.
Did
that
they
they
shoot
shot there.
47 Ronin?
I don't know.
Because like the part where he's walking in, they're going to find the shaman that raised him.
I think they shot a little bit of that.
Tengu.
What was that movie we used to watch all the time? Not Death Trance, but the other one. The one before Death Trance. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a crazy Japanese movie. It's really good. I think they shot it there because it was about the forest. Remember? That's what the whole thing was. The resurrection forest and
Akira's
stuff.
popping up in my head. I know it's not Akira.
I know the guy's name it plays. It's like Sakugachi or whatever.
I'll never remember it.
I can't remember the name of that movie. Versus. That's what it's
Yeah,
called.
Versus.
Versus. That's an awesome movie.
That's totally what I was about to say.
I think it was shot there.
But
If you haven't seen Versus, check it out. And Death Trance. It's really good.
you know, does YouTube even have a policy
Yes.
about showing?
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say.
Yes.
They're not
Yeah, they
allowed
took
to
it down.
show dead bodies.
Yeah, they took it
Yeah.
down. I mean, they took it down as soon as they found out. It's not YouTube's not to blame. They took it down when they found out.
Yeah. Just
But, I mean, it takes a while. It's not like they
Yeah.
they can't control that many videos. But once they started seeing it, they were like gone.
you know, is this guy even making any money off his YouTube videos even before this?
Oh god, yeah, he's got like 15 million subscribers. He's probably a millionaire. You kidding me?
Could you post it?
Post the video.
Yeah.
Like
Just
his
basically,
video?
he did it for money.
I ain't gonna post it. That's bad. That's bad karma, buddy.
I think it is. I'm with
That's
you
what
on
a-
that, but I mean,
No
like,
way, man. You can get me to
you
that
know,
stuff.
I'd be lying if I said the thought wouldn't cross my mind for probably the kind of money he is pulling off YouTube.
Just for the shock and.
Just,
Well, he's
Oh,
al-
whatever.
but you know, he was already got 15 million strong. Why risk that?
because who said it? Any media is good media.
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He actually did post the suicide hotline number and said he was hoping to.
Yeah.
Well, see, like it.
His heart was probably in the right place, but he just.
His mind was not.
He's kind of
It's it.
dumb.
See, it's his apology that really got me. It was like, dude, if you know, I get it, but if don't be fucking, just don't give in. If like you're not sorry, then don't be fucking sorry.
Apologies just read like press releases.
Yeah.
Literally.
he politicked everybody because if you really listen to his apology, I don't think he fucking meant it.
I don't think he did.
Because he's like, I got views.
Well, first of all, he lied in his apology because he said
Did he?
something along the line. Well, I don't know if anybody really caught it, but he said it was raw footage that he was showing. It's like, that's not raw footage because
No,
you were
it's-
censoring
Yeah, it's
your
cut
curse
and everything.
words,
Like
you
it's
were
cut,
cutting-
blurred the
yeah.
face out. That's not.
Yeah,
That's
That's not raw footage. I know what raw
No.
footage is, and that's not it.
No, man. If you're 15 million strong on subscribers, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it would help if we actually knew how much he jumped after that. But
I mean,
don't
the
think
ad
anybody
revenue
has that.
alone. Well, you probably lost a lot now.
Probably.
Let me look him up, and I'll tell you how many subscribers.
But
he
okay,
has now.
here's a question. Like, everybody knows how popular Charlie Sheen is. He got even more popular when he went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know? And everyone hated him.
I watched
And
that movie.
everyone hated him.
I watched that movie. That's my boy.
Yeah.
Last night. Have you ever seen That's My Boy?
No.
Yeah.
Oh
I
man,
have
he
forgot
walks
about
in.
it.
He walks in on that sister and brother, and he's like, "You don't understand." He's like, "I don't think Charlie Sheen would understand what's going on." That's so funny.
Luke Paul right now has 15 million subscribers.
Right.
Still,
He's about the
still
same.
up
He
there.
hasn't
Yeah.
changed.
Might have lost a couple $100,000, something like that.
Right. That's not much. That's like the Fine Bros, and they were trying to copyright reaction. Just reaction videos in general. They barely lost any.
Yeah.
Or when PewDiePie's being racist, he doesn't lose any.
Yeah.
He is racist.
He is racist.
Like, you know, for a while I kind of
Good
defended him
God.
until he just basically started dropping the N-bomb repeatedly
Yeah,
throughout
man.
one of his videos.
I mean,
Oh,
dude,
right.
well, years ago when we started this podcast, Anthony was like, we talked about PewDiePie about something, and Anthony's like, yeah, he's racist. And I was like, oh no, I've never heard that before. And the next thing you know, it was like, PewDiePie's racist. Disney drops him. I was like, dang, Anthony called that one.
I see the future, man. I know.
Well, you said that was a couple times there. You almost said
Yeah.
some stuff, and he was like,
I think I might have actually said I would hate to see him on a live stream because without cutting a lot of his stuff that he almost says, and then he was on a live stream and said the N-word. But people just,
they don't care.
they don't care because they love PewDiePie so much.
Although, you know, I don't know if it's just a lot of people don't care. I think a lot of people just don't bother to get on there and unsubscribe. Like, you know, we're just in a world where it's like, that's too much trouble.
Yeah, speaking of which, if you're watching,
Like,
hit that
there's like-
subscribe.
There's like,
Beatsy's up.
they're just like, nah, I just won't watch it no more. You know, I don't think a lot of people just take the time to really unsubscribe.
Subscribe.
This is the world we live in these days.
Subscribe to us.
It's just like all these people are like, they get on the news and they're like, I can't believe what Trump tweeted. Why are you still looking at his Twitter account? Like, you know, like,
There's
it's
probably
so
more
bad.
liberals on Trump's Twitter account than there are conservatives.
It's real bad.
Like, I used to have him on Twitter because I found it entertaining, and I would just go through and read all of it. Like, 95% of it is just liberals hating on him, and then there's 5% of it is like, some redneck at his home fucking his sister. Yeah! And it's just like, really? Like, nobody intelligent gets on there and really posts because, I mean, I did it, but I'm not really intelligent. But,
you straight up said you were trolling.
yeah, I would troll the shit out of people. I just like to argue and see if they can actually back up anything they said from either side. But it fucking baffles my mind. Anybody with any intelligence just looks through there and like, what the fuck are these people? 90% of them are the people who have no fucking jobs. Just fucking fuck Trump. And it's like, okay, cool. Why do you hate Trump? And it's like, I love Trump. Why you love Trump? You can't fucking answer these questions. Why are you on here?
Because they're just trolling you too.
The thing I don't understand,
Multiple trolling.
the thing that kills me about the whole Trump situation is everybody's like, oh, Trump's this and this. And I'm just like, yeah, I know. I watched The Apprentice. Like, did you not know this? Like, this is who he is for
It's
years,
like-
man.
it's
It's
like-
like, I don't understand.
What's funny is like, he's firing too many people. Did you not watch The Apprentice?
You know what I'm saying?
Like they're fucking in there. It's like, you fucked up.
It's not like,
Fire.
yeah, it's not like he's unknown. Like, we knew all this.
He don't give a shit. He's a 75-year-old man.
Yeah, married a supermodel. What do you want here? What do you think is going to happen?
He's just gonna do whatever the hell he wants. Get over it.
I think that's why so many people voted for him. It's like, well, at least we know what to expect out of this guy. They're the ones I don't know. They're a little shady.
Have you guys watched the Dave Chappelle special? The new one on Netflix?
Oh,
No,
we
we've
see
like
it.
to.
Oh, it's so
I'd
good.
like
Does he talk about meeting O.J.
He's-
Simpson anymore?
No, he was talking
That's
about...
just like the best part. That mother did it.
Anyways, go on.
He
Sorry.
was talking about going to vote, and he was voting in Ohio.
Yeah.
And he said, man, I knew how it was going to go just by looking at the parking lot. There was nothing but tractors, trucks out there. And he said, nobody looked happy on that line. Like, I wasn't even happy with my choice. Because he said he voted for Hillary. He's like, it's just lesser two evils, really. Pretty much it.
Yeah, but now it's coming out that fucking that chick's going to jail.
Is she really going now?
Is she?
I believe it.
Might,
I believe
man.
it when I see it.
Oh, you never
I believe
know.
it when I see it.
I mean, there's some crazy stuff in the news that's going on now, man. It's just.
Did you get this from Fox or CNN?
Both.
Because
It's not radio news. It's not news. It's not real.
Well, I mean, it's just insane to me, man. Like this whole Russian investigation, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Hillary's been selling like uranium to Russia for years. I'm like, what? Like, you kidding me?
well, shit, man. Like that even falls back. Like
It's just the craziest stuff that's coming out.
you do know that most like American soldiers are getting shot with U.S. weaponry, right?
That's been going on for years. That's been going on since.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to make money.
If you're watching the movie Lord of War, that's pretty much exactly how it goes. Like that's just reality.
Well,
We've been doing
kill
that
each
for
other.
years.
But yeah.
Remember, I was like, oh, World War II's over. We don't need these weapons. Why would you guys like them?
Yeah, go shoot each other.
Yeah, go kill each other for a little while.
That 5-year-old kid didn't in real life.
We'll be over here. That's what happened in Iran. Iran's going crazy right now.
Oh.
Why do we give them $1 billion? Just kill each
Shit's
other with it.
crazy over there, man.
Kim Jong-un's going to try to, like, be friendly now, apparently. That's his New Year's resolution.
Yeah, because he's like, wait a minute. I can't kill everybody?
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to shoot this nuke. You know, we got like missile defenses everywhere.
You know, like Russia's like to your left and we're to your right. We're just going to fucking stomp you, kill anybody.
I think China was actually like,
Well, they were
sneaking
supposed.
oil into him, wasn't they?
Well, there's something with
That's what I
like
heard.
the
Yeah, but
Olympics.
Chinese colonies, they don't give a shit.
China's about to be the number one superpower country in the world, anyways. But there was something about the Olympics. They were trying to get like a ceasefire because everybody was really nervous about having the Olympics in South Korea because of the tensions or whatever.
Yeah, and he's wanting to send some people down there now. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, North Korea won't be part of the Olympics. You gotta behave.
You know what I say? I say we go get Dennis Rodman and
Yeah,
be like,
send
go
him back
talk
over
some
there.
sense in this
Yeah, just
motherfucker.
don't drink this much this time, Rodman. Jesus Christ. Did you ever watch that video? Did you watch that documentary?
No.
Watch that documentary. It's hilarious.
Uh,
He's just over drunk and she's like, where's Kim Jong-il at?
Uh,
I want to talk to him. He's not coming.
I feel like
You're way too drunk.
I feel like hanging out with Rodman would be a crazy experience.
Rodman apparently is just a real bad alcoholic.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be
Stay
crazy,
drunk
crazy
that whole
experience.
time, man.
I'd just be like, man, you're gonna dress up like a chick, and then you're gonna bang Carmen Electra. I'm with you. I trust your decisions.
Nothing to say?
You know they say that Dennis Rodman and Michael Jordan never would talk directly to each other on the basketball court.
Really?
Anytime Michael Jordan said something to him, he just ignored him. That's the reason why they got into so many fights on the court.
Well, they
together.
said, a lot of people say Jordan was actually an ass, man.
Yeah. You know, he made a
He
dude
was a
quit.
real dick, man.
He made a dude quit after they won a championship.
Yeah.
Because he would get in practice and dunk on him and stuff and just tell him he sucks, he was a pussy, a flaming faggot. He would just, no, these are little quotes. I'm quoting Jordan.
Oh, yeah, man. They say,
Yeah, like they said Jordan was like insanely like psychotic
Yeah.
competitive even with his own teammates. The only person that he ever did that to was Steve Kerr, and him and Steve Kerr got into a fist fight. And that was the only time Jordan stopped doing that to somebody because he got respect for him because they turned around and hit him.
How tall is he?
Steve Kerr?
Both of them.
Michael Jordan was like 6'6". Any Michael Jordan was anywhere from 6'6" to 6'8", but I'm going to say 6'6".
Yeah.
Steve Kerr was hovering around 6. Steve Kerr is not tall. He's the coach for the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
He's a white guy. He's a three-point shooter.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Was he the point guard?
I think he played point, yeah. But they'd probably move him to shooting guard. I mean, that really doesn't matter. But, like,
Right.
yeah.
I just
He
like
just-
the stats.
he's just a hardcore dude, man.
Yeah.
They just say fucking Jordan would stay up all night playing poker. And then he would go to sleep for a couple hours and he'd go play golf. Then he'd go fucking win a gold medal.
Well, he said, like, during practice, he would look at other players, and then he would bet them money to play him one-on-one. And then when he beat them, he'd just fucking tell them how bad they sucked and walked away.
Well, they say Kobe Bryant's the same way, though. A lot of people don't like playing with him.
I wonder if they did it to him when he was playing baseball.
Probably.
I hope so. Just that's the reason why I was like, I'm going back to basketball where I can just talk shit.
It's not fun being on the receiving end of this.
no.
The Space Jam Jordan does not exist. That's not a real guy.
They were going to do Space Jam with KD, and then KD's like, no, I got to do what's best for me, and they put him on the Monstars.
It's the Monstars in him versus LeBron.
Yeah. I really want to see Space Jam 2. Is that actually happening? Is Space Jam 2
I haven't
happening?
heard anything else about it in a while. Was it going to be LeBron?
It's supposed to be LeBron, or it might be Kobe. But either way, whoever it is, the star is supposed to go around and get like all the old legends to get on a team or something like that to save the Looney Tunes. That's the plot I've heard. I don't know if it's true. You know, there's tons of rumors. But I really want to watch it. And I think they should put KD on
I'd do
the
it.
Monstars.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it too. But
Let's talk about this World Health Organization.
Right.
boom.
Start us out.
Who?
Oh yeah, the World Health Organization is probably going to release their new list of diseases, excessive video game playing as a mental illness.
Well, boys, I'm about to get a disability check.
You laugh, but that could be true. That could be a real thing. Next couple months.
There's
Well,
going to be a million people following.
I mean, if they offer it,
disability.
like I'd take it if they get it. All right, I'll sit home and do that.
that means I can literally throw a tantrum if my PS4 breaks.
Oh yeah.
I can call the cops and everything and be like, "This is fucking ridiculous."
They'll be like government help. They'll be like
I'm gonna
government help to
freak
get you a
out.
new one.
Yeah.
You
You
go
guys
social
have to-
services. I need a new PS4.
I need a new PS4 and a bag of weed.
Don't ask questions.
You know, I'll go by the gas station, bring me a Mountain Dew too.
But in all seriousness, though, I mean, do you think?
Got the fucking munchies.
Do you think it's a mental illness? Like in all seriousness.
For some people, yes. But I'll be honest, some people, okay, like me personally, no, I don't think I have a mental illness with games, but I'll sit around and play one all fucking day. You know why? Because I live in a rural area and there's nothing to do. You know?
Tell us how that happened in your childhood.
Well, you know, I used to sit there and whip myself with the Super Nintendo controller if I lost, you know, and just be like, I'm a bad player. I'm a bad player. But, you know, I mean, you have professional gamers and stuff that make an occupation out of it. They get up, they go exercise, and they take care of themselves. But, I mean, if you get, like, what was it, the WoW player? Was it a WoW? No, it was an EverQuest player that literally was so addicted to EverQuest, he stayed up so long he died because he didn't go to bed, he didn't eat, he didn't do nothing, he just played the game. So, yes, there is people with mental illness, but you don't have so many people abuse this. It's going to be fucking ridiculous.
That's where your tax money's
It's
going.
going to be another tax thing, and it's going to be fucking stupid. This got started because probably some fucking mom that doesn't know how to handle her child was probably like, just couldn't get him off the damn thing. Personally, you know, I'm not saying, you know, ever whoop your child or anything like that, but you're a fucking parent. Be the parent. Don't fucking look for other answers.
And, you know, it's hard. It's hard nowadays because it's like you see your kid playing a video game and stuff, and you're thinking, you know, those days you're like, oh, you can go outside and get some stuff, but now you're like, man, what if he made like millions of dollars?
Yeah.
Go ahead and play some more. Practice harder.
But
Try
just,
Dota. You'll like this game.
but make him
Everybody
take.
uses Dota.
I mean, if he's going to do it like that, and you actually wants to do something with it, make him take a fucking break and go do something physically to make his body move or whatever, and make sure he eats and stuff like that. But I mean, you know,
I know what you're saying. When you watch all
Have some
the
structure.
when you watch all the E-League specials and stuff, I mean, they do. I mean, you're right. Like the hardcore players, they do take breaks and go fucking
well,
do stuff together and
it's,
stuff.
it's either in Japan. I think it's in Japan. You have the professional StarCraft players. They literally make a living playing StarCraft, and for 2 hours a day, they have to put down the PC, go outside, do exercise, and then they come back in and start playing fucking StarCraft again.
Sure.
At least I think I got that in general area correctly. I may not be 100% on that, but you know.
But I mean, too early.
Yeah.
Tons of money play video games. We grew up when it's like, oh, you play video games, you're a nerd.
Yeah.
It's
Now
just,
the nerds have taken over again.
but like I said, I really feel like this is some soccer mom that just fucking doesn't no idea how to handle her own kids.
Well, I mean, they say they've got evidence. I mean, they have to have studies and stuff
Yeah.
through this. I mean, they've got studies. They've actually paid people just to sit there and play and then monitor their brain activity and everything.
There's this really great MMO documentary. I've watched it on YouTube. I might have originally seen it on like G4 back whenever that was still going and everything. But it's called
now.
Second Skin. I think it came out in like 2008 or something like that. And this, when you mentioned the mom, it's specifically making me think about, you know, it just interviews a lot of people who are really into Warcraft and EverQuest. You know, it's got a couple who met each other through there, one couple who's about to meet each other, you know, a bunch of people who live in a house and they all play.
Not to completely cut
No,
you
it's
off,
good.
but
It's
I
good.
do know a couple.
Yeah.
Actually, we all know a couple. You guys may not know who I'm talking about yet. That actually met through World of Warcraft and got married. But anyways, continue.
Well, that's really happy, and this part's really depressing. Actually. That's a nice contrast, though. But then one of them is about there's this woman who's introduced pretty early on in the film where she's kind of running like a halfway house for game addicts. So because you know, honestly, if you think about MMOs, whether it's EverQuest, Final Fantasy, whatever,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people they've ruined their lives because of it.
Right.
You know, I mean, for better or for worse, like it may, you know, you can argue it's the game, you can argue it's them or whatever. You know, it's just a perfect storm. But you know, later throughout this entire film, you just see that mother, and you're just like, man, she's crazy. But then you find out at the end that it's like her son had committed suicide after, you know, just all he did was play and play and play, and then one day she came over and he had hung himself, and it's just, you know, I hate it because you know I guess it's the same thing like with the SWATTING thing earlier.
Yeah.
You know, you just think about like that poor parent that's coming in there, and you know, for them it's going to be obviously if a kid's going to kill themselves, you know, that's very complicated situation, right?
I think the biggest challenge
Yeah.
to this is, you know, when you think about that situation in general,
Yeah.
is how do you show that? How do you make that correlation? How do you know that this kid wasn't mentally, you know, unstable before the video game was introduced?
Yeah.
How do you know if it wasn't for the video game, he might have done that even sooner?
Which is the same question. We've
It's
been asking
hard
since
to
the whole...
it's hard to know, you know, to
Yeah.
do that because I think some people do have mental handicaps and stuff that they're just, you know, they just have, you know, they have depression. I mean, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
How do you know that
Well, what is it? What
they
is it?
already
Like,
have depression when they're starting to play video games?
If you own a gun in your own private home, you have like an 88% chance of using that gun on yourself before anybody else. Like that's actually a Jim
That's like
Jeffries quote.
statistically.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that means it actually happens.
Even though I'm pro-gun, that's a very anti-gun thing to say, but that's a fact.
Well, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
in terms of suicide, even if you don't have a firearm, you're going to find a way. If you really want to do it, you're going to find a way.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, it's hard. I mean, how do you know? How can you say that that's the cause of the video games?
And it sucks because
there's no
I hadn't
way of
really
knowing.
heard about this, you know, this specific thing, but you know that's really the same question that they've been asking ever since the
The rating
yeah,
system?
since all those court cases, you know, in the early '90s. And it's literally still the same question.
you
We're
know.
no closer to knowing.
Yeah, because I mean they've proven now that some people are born with just depression issues. I mean,
Yeah.
you're just depressed.
Yeah.
So I mean, how can you say that?
the
Because
problem-
maybe what if that game just prolongs it?
Well, here's the problem with like MMOs and what you guys are talking about. If you're like what you're talking about, Matt, like somebody's like depressed, whatever, and you get into an MMO, those games make you feel so rewarded for doing such a minuscule thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're getting this fake reward from it, and it feels better than real life.
Mm-hmm.
And I've even experienced playing WoW and playing online stuff. I mean, that's part of the reason we play games to escape fucking
So,
reality.
yeah, man, you get trophies. You're awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I love trophies.
Like I was saying earlier, some people, yes, this is going to be a problem for, but you're going to have some people abuse the shit out of this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's always, it's just like the whole the gender controversy.
Yeah.
Where if you're transgender now, I think the schools, like if you're transgender, like if you're a male, you say you're transgender, they have to like allow you to go into like the women's dressing room and like go there. How many? If you're a 16-year-old kid, how are you not gonna be like, yeah, I'm transgender. I need to go in here and take a shower with these girls. Like, how many people are really going to do that?
like, they can do whatever they want.
I'm sorry, if I was 16, I would.
I can answer these
Like,
questions.
wouldn't you? I mean, I'd be like, I'm going here.
Either make a third outlet for these people, or just fucking ignore it, because if they really are passing for whatever sex they want to be, you probably didn't even know it until it became an issue.
I don't think you can do the third option because that's kind of saying you're different.
That's singling
from
them
the rest
out,
of us.
but
you
at the
could do
same
that.
time, like,
But-
yeah.
I mean, there's abuses of anything. Anything you do, somebody's going to abuse it. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like alcoholism. You can use that for disability. How many people are just like, I'm an alcoholic?
Yeah.
Like, just like
I want to go stand in that line
drunk
and just
all
have a
the time.
big bottle of wild turkey. I'm alcoholic. Can't stop.
They can get it. You prove you're alcoholic, they'll give you disability.
Well, we have one of the worst mental health care systems in the world. I'm about to say the country. That'd been a dumb fucking thing to say. But no, in the world, like, our mental health care system sucks.
Well, I think the country we live in is just, we're still very resistant to like mental health and stuff. Like a lot of people don't. Even if you ask people now, they're like, "Oh, I don't want to go to a therapist." Like, well, if you need to, I mean, come on.
Well, you have people that are like that, and then you have people that really don't have a problem. They just like the fucking attention.
It's almost like people are afraid to go
Yeah.
to therapy just because they're afraid people will see them as crazy. Some people just have a little bit of problems they need to talk to somebody about.
Yeah,
There's
that's
nothing
true.
wrong with it.
The problem is like in anything, people will learn to abuse it.
That's like how many kids like in our generation
Well-
probably had like ADHD or something, and their parents were just like
Well, see,
just didn't want to deal with it.
here's-
Didn't want to try and see if they had.
Here's one of the problems with the mental health care system. Most of the people who get put in mental health are nothing's wrong with them. They're just a fucking drug addict. And that needs to be a separate issue. They need help, but they don't need any mental health help.
Mm-hmm.
They need some type of drug rehab that is not based on a religion, which is a problem because the 12-step program always wants somebody to give themselves to a higher power.
We just live in,
But-
but it's. I think a lot of that when you start talking about drug handicap stuff, a lot of that's just more afraid of punishment.
Yeah.
It's not very open. Most countries are very open.
Like
Even Canada adopted that whole what's it now? It's like the clinic you can go to. Like if you're a drug addict, you can actually go to this clinic and say, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot up some heroin," and they'll say, "Okay," and they just monitor you. They make sure you don't OD.
Like
They won't do anything to you. They'll check you, make sure you don't OD, let you do your heroin. When you're done, you can leave.
and those people clog
And
the system.
they save
man.
so many lives from that, man.
When I say these people clog the system, I'm not talking about what you're talking about. I'm talking about in America, the people that like have drug problems that go to mental health. They clog the system, so the people that really do need help, the process is even slower for them.
It's true. I mean, drug addiction. I don't know. That's. I mean,
Well,
that's
like
just
I
how we
say,
look at it.
like if we would just do like most
Some people say
European
it's
countries,
mental
Yeah,
problems.
yeah.
Some people say it's a choice.
I say just legalize everything because people are going to do what they want to
Well,
do.
that's the way Europe and everything
Yeah.
does it. They just say whatever. I mean, you can do whatever you want to, but you can't do it out. I mean, you can't go to like a park and just start shooting heroin over there.
Yeah.
They will arrest you for that or tell you to go home. But as long as you're home, they don't give a crap.
Pretty much, they're going to do
I
it.
mean, how many people
anyways.
you think have been in ODing and their friends are like, well, "I'm not calling the police because we'll go to jail." And those people just die.
and run and
They
sling
do.
them out of a car at the ER, and they're just
So,
like,
I
"Good
think
luck."
talking about drug addiction stuff, I think there needs to be a safer environment for that. Just needs.
But it's weird how like you can go from like talking about a mental health issue like with gaming and stuff like that. Then they'd have more time to dedicate to actually find out if this really is an issue. You know,
Are they just trying to say it's an addiction problem?
It's a mental
Gaming?
disorder. No. They're saying it's a mental disorder.
But is it after like a
Like,
certain
same
point?
thing,
Like,
same thing
Right.
as bipolar disorder, everything. So on the same level.
But are they considering addiction a mental disorder now, or
addiction's always
it's
been.
kind of because of alcoholism and stuff like that, right? But
It's weird how it goes in there, but like people kind of just don't want to get in trouble, and they'll go there and they'll be like, "I need help," and they don't really want it. That's the problem, and they're clogging the system. Where if you just legalized it and
A lot of them just want some boxing. Just want some free fucking drugs.
people that get Suboxone, as soon as they get in there, they take it before they even drive out.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, when you see this boxing clinic, and you see people driving out. Those people are high as hell.
And they shoot it up, and you're not supposed to shoot it up. You're supposed to just take
Yeah.
it. They just.
Yeah, and they say that's even more addictive than most of the stuff they were already on.
It's one of them things, man. It's just like, dude, they've been doing drugs since ancient times.
Yeah.
I
You're not going to stop it.
Just let it. I mean, you're not going to stop it. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
But I mean, that's just one problem with like mental health, man.
But I don't know, man. The drug thing, you can talk about drug thing all night. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's like you're gonna be like, oh, heroin, and methamphetamines. Well, you know, your government didn't make them. You know, they are the reason they're there. You know, they start just giving them to everybody, and then they're like, oh wait, this is bad. We can't give you no more heroin. You're like, oh, you know, that's how a lot of it started, man. They were giving it to them, and people were just like, well, I'm addicted to it now. And they're like, sorry, if you take it, we'll take you to jail.
And even beyond just that kind of stuff, I mean,
What are you showing me for?
Because that's addiction too.
That's
Oh,
actually
that's
more
what
addictive
that's
than
what
some
it
of
is,
man.
Yeah.
Like they were giving that to like people in mental homes and military,
Huh.
just so they would get.
Yeah, but this is
addicted
a
to
money market addiction. There's a difference. You know, they make a lot of money off these.
Marijuana.
That's okay. This is an okay addiction because they can make money.
Marijuana is less damaging than this.
it. It's true.
Oh, I mean, you can do anything with that. That's just like the FDA said if Tylenol wasn't invented today, they'd never let it hit the shelves. Because it pretty much just destroys your fucking liver.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it's, I mean, you get into politics now. Then it's just big business.
Yeah.
What they, it's like, oh,
But
tobacco's bad. We can't get rid of it. Make too much money. You know?
What was you about to say?
I guess last thing about from that on the drugs, you look up in like Indiana right now, and there's like one of the biggest outbreaks of heroin
that's
overdoses in rural areas, right?
That's freaking people out because they're like, how the hell's it getting in?
And they're saying that one of the main reasons that this that suddenly everyone has moved from stuff like oxys to heroin or something like that is because you had so many doctors get people addicted to pain pills, which I've got literally family members who
Oh, yeah, Oxycontin was real bad because they were actually giving doctors bonuses for prescribing Oxycontin.
yeah, how can you trust medicine when it's a business?
my wife's mother had scoliosis when she got older. They prescribed her oxy. She got addicted to them. She ended up ODing and dying. Like when she was, like my wife was like 5 or 6 years old. And, I know people now who have been super addicted to, pain pills or something, and they can't afford them, or, they've gotten taken, whatever they liked was taken off the market, too expensive, whatever. So now they're just like, I can only go for the next cheapest thing, and that's going to be heroin. And it's all tied up with the politics, the money, everything.
Oh yeah, it's a bad. Well, heroin. That's a straight up. That's government. They made that. That's a painkiller.
You really want to get conspiracy? CIA make crack?
I mean, it's all. It's all the same. I mean, the government introduced most.
No,
of it.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
But
Yeah.
it's true, man. Now they've got like that. Whatever that one is now, it's like Fex or something. It's like supposed to be 10 times worse than heroin. They're prescribing it left and right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people now are more conscious about this stuff though. They go to the doctor and the doctor's like, I'm gonna prescribe you this, and they're like,
Fentanyl.
yeah, something like it's
Fentanyl.
something crazy, man. But it's
Yeah.
like it's way worse than anything.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are more conscious now. They're like, no, like I know I don't. I'm like, I'll give it to you, but I ain't gonna take it unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Tough stuff.
I mean, you're getting a lot of hard topics there. Video game leads to a lot of stuff.
It really does.
It's a gateway drug. Now.
Brings a lot of questions. Well, I mean, it brings up a lot of questions.
Well, I mean, you are escaping reality, but I mean, everything in
Aren't you
moderation.
escaping reality when you do drugs, though?
Yeah, everything in moderation, though. I don't have no problem with what people do, as long as they don't fucking bother me with it.
Well, I know I don't have message order because I got kids now. I can't play video games. I want to.
Yeah,
I pick it up. It's like
really
play. Oh, fuck, here you go. Yeah, you're doing good there. Pushing them buttons.
Yep.
I have seen a addiction to video games firsthand. I won't say any names, but I'm sure you two know what I'm talking about. But it was loud, nonstop.
Fuck yeah, man.
Everybody
Yeah.
came over. played some
Motherfucker,
more
they'd be
loud.
like, "Hey, you want to come over and hang out?" Sure. Show up at his house. What we doing? I'm raiding.
And then
So you want me to just like sit here? Like, what you
It's all
raiding?
that you think about.
Did this person also have
Yeah, I gotta get
Asian
my save
porn?
piece.
Like, as soon as he's playing WoW, he's just like, "That's nice."
This is sure nice. This is helping me loot.
Yeah.
It's helping me loot bad.
It sounds like as the porn gets more intense, he gets more intense.
Speaking of porn, we've been meaning to talk to you, Dusty. We think you have a porn addiction.
Well, I mean, who doesn't?
Surprise intervention.
You know what? The show Intervention always got me. Like, how, every show was a win. Not for, like, the guy, because, I mean, sometimes he didn't quit, but, like, for the company, because, they always convinced some drug addict, hey, we're going to make a movie about you. Really?
We're paying. I'm like, we'll pay you a bunch of money. Pay a bunch of money, buy heroin with. Done. I'm done right now.
You gonna give me how much?
Where do I sign? Where do I sign? Yeah, I'll cry. Don't fucking worry.
Reminds me of that skit of like Clayton Bigsby, or the freaking crackhead Dave Chappelle played, where he's like has a big pile of cocaine. He's like, you know how long this is gonna last us? Yes, hours.
Video. When you think of video game addiction, you think they'll remake that shit? It's like, you ever suck dick for gold?
No, I can see somebody up there like I have an addiction. I play video games a lot. You ever suck some dick to play games?
Yes, I have. What?
For a hat in Team Fortress.
I need my High Lord Ranger.
Well, actually, you know, this actually has been a subject before. If anybody is familiar with Batman Beyond and Spellbinder, when Spellbinder I think makes his second appearance, he was taking kids that had like trouble homes and stuff and putting them in like a VR world, and it had a lot to do with like dopamine and stuff in their brain. And don't get me wrong, like you get a certain pleasure from playing that stuff if you really enjoy it. But like, I mean, for anybody, you have to learn moderation. So that's my opinion on it. That goes pretty much across the board for me.
I don't think virtual reality is ever going to be an addiction because it just kind of makes you sick after a while.
Well, anything can become an addiction if you get too close to it. But
we'll say when they come out virtual reality porn and we try it on Anthony.
Well, I mean, if you,
Okay.
Tell us how well you like it. Let's go.
I'm like, everybody leave the room for me.
but literally, like if this becomes a way,
Did you guys leave? Yeah.
and this becomes a disorder.
We're just filming those.
But this becomes a mental disorder.
YouTube famous.
What's to stop your average person that just thinks about it and was like, you know what, I love playing games. All of a sudden, it's like, you know what, I'm just sit around and play games, and when it finally starts getting too much, I'm gonna go to a doctor. I'm just gonna claim this, and then I just get to sit at home and play games all fucking day and get a check for it.
Hey, I know people that's got checked for being overweight and undereducated.
I know those people.
I mean,
I was actually thinking about it. I was trying to think how to log them into this conversation, but I mean,
that's pretty much what they did. They're pretty much like, all I do is sit around and play video games on exercise.
so you get money for you shouldn't be giving stuff just because you suck in air.
Welcome to America.
That's what we work for.
You kidding me, man?
I mean, help, but not just fucking coddle. I don't know. There's just so many lines, and it's so hard to deviate in between them.
How much money the government gives me just for procreating?
Yeah, that's
Like,
fucking
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, like what was it? There was a single mom that had 9 kids. She was asked on public television whether or not she plans on getting a job, and she said, "Hell no, because the government takes care of me."
Hey, man, I've got an aunt that's a social worker, and let me tell you something. There's people that don't ever pay their bills. Like, they work the system. They don't pay no electric bill. The government pays for them all year long. They don't pay nothing.
It's because we're paying for it.
That's what happens, man. You work that system, baby.
But I mean, there are people that need it too, though.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. How do you weed out the ones that need it, one don't?
You can't because it's just such a flawed system.
That's like this whole. We have a heating assistance where we live, and if you just pretty much just go over and be like, "Hey, I use a wood stove," they'll just give you a check for like $400. Like, here you go.
Seriously.
Yep.
That's
That's crazy.
find an apartment.
That's all you do, man. Just go over there, just give you money.
Huh.
Don't check on you. Don't make sure you're buying wood with it. Just here's money. Trust me, man. Like right before Christmas, like they came out the day before Christmas, and I was working that day. Everybody came out with one of them checks. We cashed so many checks that we literally we're like, no, we get no more money. Like, we were just like, we have to cash this. Like this one lady came in, she's like, I need to cash a check, and I was like, don't you live right there? Yeah. You didn't have a chimney. What the hell?
You literally have a freebasing pipe hanging out of your pocket.
Man, I don't know, man. You'll never be there. I watched a Sender or something. This has been a couple of years ago. He was from up north. He went on the news and he wanted to like limit like welfare and like food stamps to certain things. Like he wanted to make it where it's like if you get this, you're going to use it to buy this. And he had all this proof, man. Like he had one lady on there like she got like $1,200 in welfare, and then it comes on a card, and she actually used that card to buy like a $900 cruise to like Hawaii. I mean, just crazy stuff these people were buying, and man, the media ripped him up, man. Like made him look like he was the devil. They were just like, "Who are you to tell people what to do with their money?" Man, they ripped him up, buddy.
Well, the thing is, it's not their money. But anyways, I've seen people sell food stamps, and you can do that with cards. I'm gonna go buy you all these groceries.
They did it on
you give me
Facebook,
this money.
man.
Yeah.
You go on Facebook, sometimes people are like, "Who wants to buy food stamps?" You know, that's illegal, right? Like,
But man, who's around to enforce it? Who's around to enforce it? Because you have so many cops going out here and busting somebody for fucking drugs.
they don't care, dude. They don't care. You may tell what you do, man. When you go up there to social work and you're like, "Hey, we're having a baby. You know, we're gonna sign up for this free." You know, they give you like free Medicaid to have babies with.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Hey, you know, if you work like 7 hours less, we'll get you some food stamps." what? Like they'll tell you how to beat the system. You're just like, "You're supposed to
Dude, I've
not
literally
tell me
walked
this?"
in to try to get like something like HUD before, and this is when like I was working like a minimum wage job, and I walked in there. They told me I made too much money.
They said the same thing to me.
How can you make too much money off minimum fucking wage?
Exactly.
Well, the brackets go low, and like if you're
Yeah.
single, it's real low. It's real
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
But you get married, it goes up. You have a kid, it goes up. You have another kid, it goes up. Like pretty soon, man, I'll be like,
That
if I don't
makes-
make 80 grand a year, I'll be getting all kinds of free stuff.
Yeah.
That makes sense because I've seen that happen. Like I was actually dating a girl and her sister who's well off. Like her husband has a really amazing job, and they were going shopping together. And she said, "Well, I'm gonna get all this stuff because she's gonna use her food stamps." And I was like, well, "How's she have food stamps? Like her husband's like a millionaire almost. It doesn't make any sense."
System
Lie,
broke,
Just
man.
lie about it. They don't really check that stuff that
It's
hard,
not.
man. I watched, man. I know this is personal. This is a personal story. These two people were together, had a kid. They didn't get married. And what they did was they found a trailer for sale. Well, they went and pretty much bought the trailer themselves and put it in their uncle's name. Then they went and signed up on HUD and said, "Hey, we're renting this off my uncle." When the HUD gave them their payments, they just used that to go pay their house payment.
Now, I
They
will
pretty much
say-
bought their trailer.
I will say with the way we're talking
Like,
about
you know,
it,
I mean, just
with the way we were talking about, we are talking about a very small percentage of people that abuse it, but they cause so much damage.
it's so much trouble, man. I mean, like I said, that example right there. I mean, we pretty much the taxpayers pretty much bought them a trailer. Just,
Yeah,
somebody paying your house payment for it.
I wish.
That's the
How do we-
abuses are just crazy.
How do we end up on this topic? Normally we
Who
talk
cares?
about like comic books and
We
video
went-
games and
yeah.
stuff.
Well, man, this is
Actually, no, we've done this before. We've ventured off into this land before. I think it's me and Matt. I think we end
I was
up.
like, this is how it
driving-
always is.
This needs to be in comic books. Let's make a comic book about this.
No, me and
Let's
Matt
call
are
it the-
bad
let's
to
call it
drive
the Hood
off in a
Police.
certain direction.
Yeah.
Let's make a comic book out of it.
Normally,
Just
Anthony will
busting
edit
people with food stamps all day.
a lot.
That probably so. That's copies. Kicking the door. Let me see your food stamps hard.
Real life, man.
But I mean, we already said this podcast was going to be slightly different anyways
Oh, yeah.
at
Yeah.
the start.
Yeah.
So this is actually a weird one to jump into.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
Do you like it so far?
Yeah. No, it's really great just getting to listen.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
Listen to
obvious.
that, people.
Yeah.
No, because
Subscribe.
obviously you guys have like you've been doing this for a while, and you got your friends. You got a good sense of chemistry, so it's good to listen anyway. Even if I'm just here like I'm trying to pick up everything.
Well, you've already contributed probably more
Yeah.
than most guests we've had on the show.
More than Anthony.
Well,
Anthony just sometimes he just starts
Yeah,
in the
sometimes-
back.
I'm on
like you can watch the video.
He's
Sometimes
like-
Anthony's just like,
I'm just sitting back.
yeah, he just nods. He's a little nod. He's like,
That's the show, yeah.
like he's just like.
There was one episode.
That's the whole reason he's hosting, just because we have to give him something to do.
There was one episode we watched. Dusty would say something. I'm like, and then Matt would say something. I'm like,
Anthony says, we need to get you signs to help, like
Yeah.
hold up. Like I have nothing to contribute
It's
to
funny.
this shit.
It's funny you see Anthony try to talk because he'll be like,
And then Matt's like, no,
"Oh,
actually,
you
what's
say something,
bad?
Anthony?" No.
What's bad is when me and Matt get into a habit of just cutting everybody the fuck off. We're like, no, you shut the fuck up for a moment and let me get no.
Calm down.
that's
Calm
when you
down,
just see
Anthony.
me sit here like this.
Like literally, there was one podcast we did. I felt really bad for Anthony because I realized I did it. He was getting on something. I'm like, you know what, Matt?
I was like, oh.
There's so many times, man. Like
Yeah.
that's a good argument. On this, when we drive home, we'll be like, "Fucking YouTube it, see what lying, man. That's you fucking lying."
If you want to see me just sitting still, look up the videos where Final Fantasy is in the title because I know zero about Final Fantasy and they talk about it so much.
We had to almost put in an unsaid rule about Final Fantasy 13. We've talked about it. I hate it. Matt's all right with it. So we've had to stop. Like, it's the same conversation every time. We probably have 6 videos of the same fucking. Me and Matt just like, I'm
Got
like,
2 sequels, Dusty.
it didn't fucking deserve them.
Don't do it for no reason.
It's
Yeah.
a great game. I think it's great.
I
I think it's great.
7 deserves more sequels.
I like it. Don't get me started.
Prequels.
Don't get me started on that, man. All your arguments are false. To me.
Oh yeah, would you rather have a sequel or a prequel to Final Fantasy 8?
Nope, this isn't happening.
Prequel.
We were talking.
Oh, but
No,
Final
no,
Fantasy
no, no,
13
no.
took it.
This is my show now.
I would tell you the prequel. Let me see.
Fuck that.
We're not doing this again.
Game over.
Actually, no. Me and Matt rattled on for 3 hours about that fucking
I
topic.
don't doubt that at
The
all.
one game it needs to be is Legend of Dream, man.
Anyways.
Yeah, we've talked about that one
If
several
they ever made a
times.
sequel to that.
I don't know
Matt
whose
had a
phone's going
pretty-
off. I keep saying it's mine.
Might be mine. Matt had a pretty cool idea. And
We're gonna bring it back.
Bean Boozled 2.
We need to get
It's
Jeremy
happening.
back. For
Did you
that.
guys know we was
Yes.
gonna do this the first time, or did I just like, hey?
I
I
didn't
think
know.
he mentioned it a week before.
Oh yeah, and you were like, let's video it.
That was the night I brought Jeremy.
Yeah, and you were like,
Yeah.
you're like, we're gonna put it on Periscope. Periscope's gonna be huge. I was like,
Next big thing.
it's gonna kill YouTube.
Actually, I do want to talk about something real fast. Bitcoins.
Ah.
You know, I had the chance to sit around and farm these had the chance
Everybody
to do it.
Everybody has a
Win.
chance.
And I looked at my friend. This was like right when people were starting to know about it. Right when before they took off. And I was like, what the fuck is it? That's stupid.
You know, a lot of people are
And
saying
also
that.
now it's like fucking ridiculous.
Well, a lot of people are saying that this actually might be just a fad.
Bitcoin's price are almost 15,000 a piece right now.
They're saying that this might not last, so don't get too into Bitcoin.
But it was at like 8,000 like 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
Don't
You know?
get too happy on this because they're saying this might not last. I do know now that if you go on certain things, I think I was buying something off Amazon or eBay or something, and it actually asked me, it was like, you gonna pay a debit card, credit card, or Bitcoin? And I was like, what the?
Wow.
The first Bitcoin was actually used to buy a pizza, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because
Just
now that
the-
pizza's worth, or it could have been worth $19,205, and that was the highest price Bitcoin has been.
Like I said, there's a lot of things that saying this might go away, so I wouldn't get too.
But no, I'm just mad because you know how much money I would have right now if I'd actually been like, let's do it.
If I had done it 3 years ago, not 3
Yeah.
years ago. If I had done it 3 weeks ago, I would have already
relevant.
sold now, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I'm
I
good for
think-
the year, man. I'm great.
I think a lot of people done that because if you look at the, let me look at the year, you can see the spike. Like it started at $800 in
Yeah.
January last year.
Yeah, it's really just
It's just like
Straight
the
up.
more people that get into it, the bigger it goes.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And then a lot of people cashed out, and then it's back down to 14 or 15 almost.
So I mean, I don't know, man. They're saying don't get too. I mean,
Yeah.
it might go away, so I wouldn't get too.
I mean, I'm not
Like
going
you have them, I don't know if I'd hold on to them. Like
No,
I'm
no,
not
I'd be,
selling
getting
it.
I'd be fucking selling those
That's what I'm
motherfuckers
saying.
like crazy.
There's
But
that
I-
one guy that made like millions off of it, dude.
Yeah, but I ain't fucking dropping 15 grand on one. I don't see
Well, I wouldn't right now because it keeps going down. Like it went
Yeah.
down to almost, it was under 13 like a few
Yeah.
days ago, I think.
If you're going to invest, you might as well just invest in the stock market.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
No, invest in Ripple.
Which I mean, I don't
That's a
understand half that stuff
cryptocurrency, too.
anyways.
I mean, it's just like it's just like Amazon. You could have bought Amazon a couple years ago for like $30. Now it's over $1,000.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have cost you. Would have had to farm shit. You know, just be like, here you go.
Wait, what was it? The person that got
Well, even last year, Amazon was like $500. Doubled your money.
What newscaster or whatever it was got some backlash over what he said about Amazon? He's like, Amazon is going to take over Walmart and yada yada yada. And the dude's like, you know why, right? Because they sell sex toys. It's like, wait, what? But he got into a lot of shit over that. But he actually wasn't wrong.
Okay, I gotta tell you the story real quick.
Yeah.
I was looking at Walmart.com. I was looking at all their stuff they had. They actually had a vibrator on there, but they didn't call it a vibrator. It was
Massager.
massager, some kind of
Yeah,
massager,
massage
but it was shaped just like a dick. I mean,
We all know what that is.
We know what that is.
and that's where my Walmart gift card went to.
If I walk in here and you're like, it's a massager.
Don't worry about it, guys.
I was like, well, you got that dick on your back.
What is this?
Massager, man.
It massages inside your butthole.
Oh, man.
It's
this
funny
is-
because he's lonely.
You hit a nerve.
Oh.
Well, that just completely went a different direction I was expecting that to go.
Remember we had like heroin addiction a little while back, and now it's like
Don't
dick on your back.
be bringing shit up, man. If you're not ready for any outcome, don't say it.
I'm just saying, you know, if you feel the urge to grab your buddy by the ass hairs and turn his brown eye blue, it happens to everybody.
Well,
It happens to everybody.
It's like how many of us have brown eyes?
yeah, it was everybody. It's like this
It's
guy.
like,
oh
It happens to everybody. I think he was using that for a coping tool about what happened to you. You know? So you're just trying to, like, yeah, it happens to everybody, right? Sure. Just make Dusty feel better.
Wait, are we doing Bean Boozled next week?
Well, I don't know. I probably have to order it off Amazon, I guess. So whenever
Oh, we already got the box and the thing. We just need a little box of Bean Boozled.
you just have to order it off Amazon, unless you want to go
That's the only place
Spencer's.
to
You
get
probably go
back out.
Spencer's.
Oh,
They got it at like gas stations, don't they?
If you can find one, I don't know. I looked up and found mine. I found that one at like Myrtle Beach or something.
Oh,
I was like, hey, you
it's might be harder than I
probably
thought.
get them off Amazon.
You know
'cause it
Amazon,
came
right?
wrapped. It came wrapped.
can buy the
Yeah.
big one off Amazon.
Yeah.
You can just eat all night.
Ugh.
Yeah, you don't need a very big one.
Play
Apparently-
forever.
Much over- much
Apparently
over
nobody
right
remembers
now.
what happened last time we did this.
I remember what happened.
Oh, man.
I wish I had the video. I'd show
What did I
everybody.
I mean, we should have the video because I was puking and Anthony posted it.
Well, I got the audio.
We should just make a compilation like Dusty's most embarrassing moment.
Just that one.
Yeah.
But are you guys wanting to start Death of the RPG again? Because I'm ready for season 2.
I'm down whenever.
Death RPG.
We already had one season. It ended with Matt and Anthony on top of a church building, and Matt nearly getting everybody killed because he's like, "I'm fucking fighting every one of these damn zombies."
Yeah, I was like, fuck these zombies up.
Hour later, why do they keep coming?
No, I think I made a noise or something.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I'm wearing heavy armor.
I'm
I
wanting
didn't
to
care.
like, film it. Like I want like a big map and like
yeah.
characters and stuff like that. We can make a YouTube.
We do.
Series
The problem
out
with
of
that, man, is D&D is so fucking outrageously expensive anymore.
All we need is a grid map. If we have a grid map, we're good.
Use HeroClix.
Yeah, we can always use them. Yeah, we use HeroClix as signatures. I mean, you just need a character.
I'd rather have one of the boards that you can actually draw on, like the mark boards. So
Yeah.
you just mark it out yourself.
Well, man, I'd actually like to go to London, back to the geek store.
You said it moved.
They did move. I
Burnt
went
down
there.
or something.
No, they just
Oh.
left. But because they have the D&D pieces, they have the dragons and everything that take up the right amount of squares. But the problem with that stuff is that it's so expensive.
They send me all the time like, hey, they want to give you some 20% off. I'm like, eBay gives me like 40% off.
Sorry.
Send me comics for $1.
I just want to get like we need to go get PJ's Galactus, and I'll be like, this is a dragon.
Hell yeah.
That's Galactus. It's a fucking dragon.
Use the $6 million man back
Yeah.
there. He's the dragon.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, break out
Right
Rick.
there's Matt.
We'll
Matt
make
will be the guy with the helmet on.
We'll break out Rick and everything.
Rick. Rick's the main boss. We gotta go.
Keep him in the box. Keep turning him.
No, take him out of the box, guys.
He loses value taking him out the box.
I think it's a value sitting there.
I think so.
It's like a Back to the
considering he
Future
was-
car you had to have.
Oh yeah. Why would I want that?
This is gonna be good one day. All right. didn't even do cool stuff.
The Rick toy's warped because I bought it at GameStop.
Yep.
From wasn't it Asher?
Yep.
Yeah.
GameStop. We love GameStop 8.
Yeah. Actually, no. I think we like more like Asher hate.
Hope he doesn't watch this show.
I don't give a shit if he watches this show. What's he gonna do? I walk in there. He's gonna say something to me. I'll take his job.
But Bean Boozled maybe next week if I can find some beans. Are you coming back next week?
Maybe.
You could trade a cow for them.
Two.
No,
Bean Boozled's
there's
a
people
free.
that trade beans for cows. I know this for a fact.
I've heard
I've
it.
read about it.
Wait, what?
I've read this up on
Is it a
it.
fairy tale that you're in?
Was there?
No.
Was there a beanstalk?
I guarantee you, if you walk down the street with a cow and you say, "Hey, I'll trade this for Bean Boozled," somebody will take that. Somebody will take that deal.
Well,
Always got Bean Boozled.
I think we need a video of Matt walking a cow down the road asking for bamboozles.
Just cut to it.
Oh, we'll just walk around Millsboro. Do you have any beans for this cow, sir?
You could probably walk a cow down there. Whatever you want.
I feel bad. Some
You
dude be
might
like,
be down
my
that
chairs
street.
like, what if some weird dude's like, that's a good looking cow.
You could take it to 19th Street and get a
I
little
don't think
more
I'm
than
gonna
you
give you
wanted.
my cow. I don't think I'm gonna give you my
Matt,
cow.
go to 19th Street. You get a little more than you wanted.
Yeah, for Anthony.
What?
Oh man.
I'm not doing this with the podcast.
Let's just buy a prostitute in Anthony's house. Let's see what he does.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, not a good looking one.
It won't be swatting. It'll be hoeing.
Oh man.
It's hoeing.
Are we starting hoeing now?
Yeah, we're gonna start hoeing. Where you send a prostitute to someone's house, paid for and ready to go.
I'll get it on Urban Dictionary right now.
We're getting rid of swatting. We're starting hoeing. So what do you think?
I have to go to the McDonald's downtown because of you guys.
Wow.
Every time I go to the other one, they're like, "Hey, you got any more friends?" No.
What?
That's a story I'll tell you off the podcast.
Are you sure you don't have any more?
Oh man.
Wait, does this?
No, just give him Roop's number. You like
Wait,
Subarus? No.
Is this a discussion you had? I feel like there's a story behind this.
No, that would be funny if it was.
No.
It
You
would
disappoint
be.
me,
It would
Matthew. I felt like there was a story coming, so me and Anthony gonna be like,
This story's been built up for years, man. I remember I lived with Anthony,
Yeah.
and we'd go over there, and we'd come
Who you
back,
gonna
and I'd be
call?
like, Anthony, that girl gave us like the free fries. What's up with that? And he's like, oh no. Now I know. You work hard for them fries.
Anyway, I think it's a good stopping point. We're about an hour in.
yeah,
We'll send this link.
we're
We'll
getting
send this
on a
link to her.
blackmail here.
Note the time.
Mm.
Send her a link with this time. Would you watch this?
Anthony's like, I'm deleting this shit.
I'm not posting this at all.
Uh,
But guys, you can catch us on
What?
SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play.
can we be a tag team now?
Yes. What would we call ourselves?
The double teamers?
It's real generic.
They did move. They went there or something. No, they just left. Because they have the D&D pieces. They have the dragons and everything that take up the right amount of squares. But the problem with that stuff is that it's so expensive.
They send me all the time like, hey, they want to give you some 20% off. I'm like, eBay gives me like 40% off.
Sorry,
Send me comics for $1.
I just want to get like, we need to go get PJ's Galactus and I'll be like, this is a dragon.
Oh, yeah.
That's Galactus. It's a fucking dragon!
Use the $6 million man back
Yeah.
there. He's the dragon.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Break out
Right
Rick.
there's Matt.
We'll
Matt
break
will
out,
be the guy with the helmet on.
we'll break out Rick and everything.
Rick. Rick's the main boss. You gotta go.
Keep him in the box. Keep turning him.
Don't take him out of the box, guys.
He loses value taking that box.
I think there's a value sitting there.
It's
It's like a Back to the Future car you had to have.
Oh yeah. Why would I want that?
This is gonna be good one day.
Didn't even do some cool stuff.
The rig toy's warped because I bought it at GameStop.
Yeah, from wasn't it an Asher?
Yep.
Yeah.
GameStop. We love GameStop. Hey.
Yeah. Actually, no. I think we like more like an Asher hate.
Hope he doesn't watch this show.
I don't give a shit if he watches this show. What's he gonna do? I'll walk in there. He's gonna say something to me. I take his job.
But Bean Boozled, maybe next week if I can find some beans. Are you coming back next week?
Maybe.
You could trade a cow for them.
Two.
No,
Bean boozled.
there's people that trade beans for cows. I know this for a fact.
I've heard
I've read
it.
about it.
Wait, what?
I've read this up
Is it a
on
fairy tale that you're in?
Was there?
No.
Was there a beanstalk?
I guarantee you, if you walk down the street with a cow, you say, hey, I'll trade this for Bean Boozled, somebody will take that. Somebody will take that deal.
Well,
He's got Bean Boozled.
I think we need a video of Matt walking the cow down the road asking for bamboozles.
Just cut to it.
Oh, we just walk around Millsboro? You have any beans
could
for this
prob-
cow, sir?
You could probably pour a cow down there. Literally, whatever you want.
I feel bad.
What
if some weird dude's like, that's a good looking cow?
You can take it to 19th Street and get a
I
little
don't
more
think
than
we'll
you
give you
wanted.
that cow.
Matt, go to 19th Street, you get a little more than you wanted.
Yeah. Fancy.
What?
Oh man.
I'm not doing this with the podcast.
Let's just buy the prostitutes at Davy's house. See what he
What
does.
is-
Yeah. Yeah. Not a good looking one.
It won't be swatting, it'll be hoeing.
Oh man.
It's hoeing.
Are we starting hoeing now?
Yeah, we're gonna start hoeing. Where you send a prostitute to someone's house, paid for and ready to go.
I'll get it on Urban Dictionary right now.
We're getting rid of swatting. We're starting hoeing. It's a new thing.
I have to go to the McDonald's downtown because of you.
Wow.
Every time I go to the other one, they're like, okay, you got any more friends?
What?
That's a story I'll tell you off the podcast.
Are you sure you don't have any more?
Oh man.
Wait, does this?
Can I just give him Roof's number? You like Subarus? No.
Wait, is this a discussion you had? I feel like there's a story behind this.
No, that'd be funny if it was.
No.
It
You
would
disappoint
be.
me,
It would
Matthew.
be.
I felt like there was a story coming, so me and Anthony gonna be like,
This story's been built up for years, man. I remember I lived with Anthony, and we'd go over there, and we'd come
We'd
back,
get
and I'd be
caught.
like, Anthony, that girl gave us like a free fries. What's up with that? And he's like, I don't know. Now I know. You worked hard for the fries.
Anyway, I think it's a good stopping point. We're about an hour in.
yeah,
We'll send you one.
we're
We'll
getting
send
on
this
a
link to her.
blackmail here.
Note the time.
Mm.
Send her a link with this time. Would you watch this?
Anthony's like, I'm deleting this shit.
I'm not posting this at all.
Uh,
But guys, you can catch us on
What?
SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play.
Can we be a tag team now?
Yes. What would we call ourselves?
The Double Teamers?
It's real generic.
The bad thing is, it's almost happened more than once. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, you're right.
Remember that
Yeah.
baby girl that like has your like baby mama, but you say it's not your baby mama?
It's not what they do because we never even had sex. It's not. There's literally
You
They
have
never-
no seats.
Not what she says.
But only thing Anthony
I don't
wants
think
to
she
know
understands what sex is.
is who you gonna call.
Tony.
Or in Anthony's case,
No,
hey, we think we're a tag team.
Nutbusters.
Nutbusters.
I mean, it's an awesome pickup line because you can just go to the bar and be like, hey, you wanna go, if you end up not liking me, I got friends.
I just be like,
You know,
as soon as you say it though, just like we'll tag, be like, what tag? Okay. And you like rotate and I'll be like, so do you like him or you like me?
I'm standing way back against the bar. Like, tag me.
And then she like throws some hoe line on me and I'm like, oh shit, and throw the foot. I'm like, hey, you pulling me. I'm like, no. No, and then you gotta do like the cheat move. And then like the dude she came there with is like the ref. He's like, well, what's going on?
And you see the steel chair behind the guy.
Here, you know.
Hold on.
Oh, a lot.
This light's flashing.
What's
I
flash?
think Will's trying to contact us.
Did somebody
We gave up on Will years ago.
wait?
We did. We totally gave up on Will years ago. Like, oh, we've been missing since he was 12.
Did the webcast get put into the? Are we still doing the webcast?
Webcast, what?
The TV show or the web show?
For YouTube?
No, I mean the one like where we actually have scripts and shit. What happened to that?
Oh yeah, what happened to that?
I don't know.
What happened to that?
It'd be hilarious if we did.
Yeah. I feel like Matt really dropped the ball on that one.
Sounds like it.
Matt's like, we're going to do this. Yeah, fuck it. That means I got to do stuff.
Kids, man, you don't understand what's like.
I
You're
don't.
like,
I really don't.
You're like, I'm gonna do something. No, you ain't.
Got 4 dogs right now, and that already feels pretty gnarly sometimes. I can't imagine kids, dude.
Yeah, it's way worse.
Government might give you more money.
They will. They will.
I can just say they're very hairy children.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't take care of them.
You guys can follow us on
Are you still doing
Twitter.
this?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
ending the show. We
I was
should-
like, the show.
You don't get to end the show.
Obviously, this is not.
This is the show that never ends.
It's over. It's never